Bingo, a game mode where you spawn in on a new profile with no access to the bazaar, auction house, or even player trading, with one simple goal: completing your bingo card in 7 days. And what's better than starting this year off by spending 42 hours in the last 6 days playing bingo to see what I could do as my first time playing this mode? Did I have fun? No. Was it painful? Yes. Will I do this again? Of course. Also, before I get into the actual video, I just want to quickly mention that you should subscribe. That's all. Enjoy the video. I started this awful journey by making the profile. Can't really get far without it. I then patiently waited for a splash hosted by none other than Bingo Brewers. After missing 2 splashes because my brain is f***ing tiny, I went over to the farm and collected some wheat, and also talked to a couple NPCs like Jamie to get the rogue sword. After selling said wheat, I went over and bought an undead sword and a gold pickaxe and headed over to the spider's den. The spider's den has these things called relics, and it happened to be that I needed to get all 28 relics on the island to get one of the tasks on the bingo card done. However, I simply wouldn't be able to get most of them at this point in time, since I would need ender pearls, and the ability to not get absolutely railed from all directions by the 18 spiders that happen to spawn and swarm me at once. So I settled to get the 3 easiest ones. Each relic gave me 10,000 coins, so I had 30,000 to spare after getting them. Afterwards, I got a guildmate to splash. I splashed myself with the grand experience bottles that I definitely grinded myself. And I enchanted my pickaxe, a gold shovel, and a gold axe with efficiency. I also put smelting touch on my axe. You'll see why later. I rushed over to the mushroom desert to do somehow the most fun part of this whole bingo: mining sand for 20 minutes. In case you aren't aware, sand is actually the best way to get mining XP early game. All you need is an efficiency 5 gold shovel, and hold left click and W and move your mouse a bit, and boom. You get loads of mining XP for free. Upon hitting mining 12, I went over to the forest with my efficiency 5 and smelting touch axe to get charcoal. Now, if you're asking yourself why I need charcoal, then let me explain. To enter the Dwarven mines, which are crucial part of this bingo, I only need 10 of any of these enchanted ores 3 times. But there's this little bug, an unintended feature that's definitely different from a bug. Where if you give the NPC 10 enchanted coal, go to a different lobby and repeat, you can give him 30 enchanted coal rather than 3 different types of ores. But there's one problem: I'm getting charcoal, and I need coal. And how did I get around this? I crafted coal blocks. It's literally that easy. So about 20 minutes later, I had 30 enchanted coal and mining 12, everything I need to enter the Dwarven mines. So I head over to the man Rice, whatever the hell this guy's name is, and enter the Dwarven mines. Straight away, I put my token of the mountain into mining speed and bought a fractured mithril pickaxe. After talking to the king and embracing the slow and painful grind, which is mining mithril at Hard Mountain 1, I managed to get Hard Mountain Tier 2. Allow me to wield the perk of a higher chance for titanium to spawn to hopefully make this grind easier in the end. Afterwards, I bought a fishing rod and head over to the spider's den to get 50 raw fish. This would allow me to unlock the recipe for the fishing minion. This would be crucial in order to complete the bingo, as there is no way I was fishing up 9,000 salmon on such a new profile. I'd rather forage than do that. I'd rather do neither and go outside, but I had to do one or the other because, you know, the admins felt like making every player as dedicated as me sink all their time into this game. After getting yet another splash, I went over to the park to get enough birch to craft a few birch minions, as one of the bingo goals was 100,000 birch collection. These minions, may I add, were my biggest mistake, and I finished the bingo 2 days later than I should have because I decided to place down fucking birch minions. Anyways, I proceeded to go around the islands I had unlocked and craft as many unique minions as I could for more minion slots, because as I've said, minions were going to be crucial for this bingo. I proceeded to head back over to the Dwarven mines and kill ice walkers. This was the best way to get combat XP before combat 12. So I did exactly this and then went over to the end after I've unlocked it. After hitting an enderman for what seemed to be like 3 minutes, I managed to get some ender pearls, and now, since I had pearls, I could go get the relics over at the spider's den. Or try to, because this stupid relic was insanely difficult to get and I had to disconnect like 5 times so I don't lose my pods. After almost an hour, I did in fact get all 28 relics. Since I got 10k per relic, I decided to spend 200k on a void sword, as quite frankly, my undead sword wasn't going to cut it. After this 5-hour session, I went to go make lunch and also inform my parents that I wasn't yet a corpse rotting away in my room. I was just simply putting my endurance to the test by suffering through Skyblock. My mom looks at me with concern. One of the bingo goals involved crafting a pet, for which I needed an enchanted egg, for which I needed 144 eggs, for which I needed a chicken head, for which I needed 5 eggs. You get what I mean. After abducting some chicken... Right, hold on. Why did I put this in? After taking some chicken at the barn, I got the eggs I needed and crafted a chicken head, allowing me to twerk to lay an egg. Admins, I have several questions. Next, I decided to grow about 4 brain cells and made this really cool tactic that I call multitasking. This strategy involves me twerking on a cart of emeralds with a chicken head whilst I mine them. This will help me get eggs for the pet task, as well as getting emeralds for the task that requires me to craft an emerald ring, for which I need 32 enchanted emeralds. Afterwards, I got a few random fairy souls up until at 25, completing yet another bingo task. Next up, I decided to complete the task requiring me to craft a tier 11 minion. For this, I chose endstone, as end nodes in the end can drop enchanted endstone, as well as spawn nest mites which drop 1 to 2 enchanted endstone per. After about 30 minutes, I went to go watch an overhyped movie, and it was pretty mid, and I came back home at 1 AM and went to bed. Yes, I know I shouldn't be sleeping, it's downtime, but I'm just skill issuing, let's be honest. On day 2, I finished getting the rest of the enchanted endstone I needed and crafted a tier 11 endstone minion. Alongside this, I got around 2 million coins from the end nodes, meaning I would be able to buy basically anything I need on this bingo profile. This next grind, however, was not a fun one. I say this as if any of the stuff I did previously was fun. 3 of the bingo goals involved 2,500 pork, leather, and chicken collection. Remember how I got all of those eggs for a pet whilst mining emeralds? Yeah, so it turned out I need to kill 2,500 chickens to be able to use them. So after killing absurd amounts of animals and having the whole collective vegan community both fear and hate me at the same time, I crafted a medium backpack as well as an enchanted egg after some additional cock pieces. Wait. One of, if not the hardest goal, however, was getting Alchemy 20. There were a few different methods in the community. One was doing the treasure hunter quests every hour in hopes for enchanted cane. One was mining gold, and the last method, the method that I decided to use because I'm special, was literally just leeching Arachne lobbies for 2 hours straight. But hey, I got 3 legendary tarantula pets and enough fermented spider rice to get Alchemy 20, so I'm not complaining. At the start of day 3, I went back to killing pigs with my newly acquired pickaxe because I still needed around half of the enchanted pork to craft a piggy bank, which was, you guessed it, for a bingo goal. After crafting it, I decided to complete another goal by fishing a carrot king. Except there was a small problem. I needed fishing 15. So after 4 hours of this, I finally caught this son of a bitch. So it turns out the problem wasn't the fishing level, it was my shit RNG as I went through 4 stacks of carrot bait after hitting fishing 15. But hey, it was done in the end and that's all that matters. Not the fact that I'm going insane, that's completely irrelevant. At this point, I realized my fatal flaw. My hamasha, some may say. My birch minions were a mistake. So I crafted 11 fishing minions and placed them down about 2 days too late. Do you remember when I said this? As there is no way I was fishing up 9,000 salmon on such a new profile. I'd rather forage than do that. Well, I wasn't lying. I spent the next 3 hours of my life cutting down birch logs, because I still needed 50,000 collection to get until I was done with that task. So about 5 YouTube videos, 1 refraction stream, and way too much time spent talking in the bingo party, I ended up with a higher foraging level on my bingo than on my main. Fuck foraging. At this point, I had only 1 task left, and that was 9,000 salmon collection, which I had to wait for my minions to generate. I also had school on day 4 to 6, meaning I would be heavily downtiming for around 8 hours of the day. For these next 3 days, I would log on in the evenings and contribute to the community goals by either doing commissions, mining cobble on the Royal Bridge for golden goblins, running floor 1s in my scuffed as fuck loadout, or doing tier 2 tarantula broodfathers. On day 5, however, my fishing minions were finally done. I completed the salmon goal, thus completing my whole bingo card. I went on my orange profile and collected the bingo card, putting it into my museum and admiring its beauty for a solid 20 seconds until I went back to my bingo profile. After community goal grinding for a couple of more hours over the next 2 days, I managed to place top 5% in 3 and top 1% in 2, and foolishly went to sleep, not realizing that everyone would sweat their ass off getting 3 floor 1 carries, shooting me down from top 4.1% down to top 5.4% in Bonzo kills. Now you may think, oh, but it's just a minor inconvenience, you don't get much out of it anyways. Wrong, I am 2 points off of the next bingo rank, which I would have been able to buy if I was top 5% in bonzo kills. Fuck bingo, and I'll see it next month again. If you made it this far, comment skill issue, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. This took a pretty long time to make, and I really do hope it entertained you, no matter how scuffed my editing is. Thank you for watching, and have a great rest of your day.